Welcome, ladies and gents, to your magic moon message. This is the piece of D out here. You feel me? Right in front of a dispensary next to a strip club. The life on a Sunday. No, but regardless, the moon is in Virgo. The sun is in Libra. We are bringing in this balsamic phase. I might hit the baby face. I don't know why I'm feeling to shave everything off, but regardless, it is what it is. We are reviewing the previous Virgo cycle before. This balsamic phase is releasing the previous new moon Virgo, first quarter square in Sag, full moon Pisces, and third quarter square with the moon in Cancer, sun Libra. So we're releasing that. This is a good review to take into account how specifically you've changed your habits, as this activation of new behavioral patterns was the last step in a 6-month process of unlocking the new character arc you're getting ready to go to. So what analogy I'm going to use for this new moon in Libra is a fighting game where you get to choose playable characters. And now let's say hypothetically a new version of your playable character is getting ready to be selectable. And you began work towards unlocking this character April. April was the moment. I like Smash Bros as an example because Smash Bros is a game where you could play the game and there wasn't a new unlockable character, then there is a new unlockable character, but you still need to do something to unlock the player. So April was when the shaded screen of this unlockable player finally activated. So it was now showing you this is a new player you can unlock with which is you. Then you took 6 months to really because this is a video game. This is a video, it's an MMORPG. But let's say it's not like a traditional video game where you just got to do like 1 or 2 objectives. This was a 6-month objective of identifying it, manifesting the quality, the idea in Gemini, the feeling and understanding in Cancer, the talent in Leo, and now you have integrated this behavior. And once we step into Libra, you are unlocking this new unlockable character. You're being able to select it. And that's a good way to see this, because this could also represent unlockable characters that will represent who's going to enter your life. Like certain archetypes of people were unlockable. Maybe you needed more experience points before you could recruit them to your party or play as them or play with them. And so this also applies to certain people. Like there's going to be a significant shift in the archetype of people who you will be connecting with moving forward. And that's because you have significantly shifted. So if you want to use esoteric terms, the frequency you're vibrating is going to, of course, project and align you with other like-minded frequencies and be challenged by other challenging frequencies. All right. But regardless, this is having you review the previous month. And now, relative to last month where you were activating these new habits, now, as you're getting ready to step in to unlock this character, you're reviewing how these change of habits have shifted and are preparing you to step into this new unlockable character. So that means the moon in Virgo is going to have you review and release unconscious habits that reflect the character you no longer are, right? It's going to have you really release and do away with old habits that now moving forward you can replace with new habits you will instill through this new moon when the moon is in Pisces. And now you're understanding beliefs that integrate with this new unlockable character now that you've released the old habits, right? Because maybe you might have been in the habit of allowing those who see yourself as less than you are to have any say in your life, to even have the opportunity to be in your life, to entertain them. And maybe now you're releasing those habits because this new character you're unlocking doesn't play any of that. You know what I mean? The new character you're unlocking wouldn't even be caught dead entertaining influences that see you or treat you or act towards you like you are less than you are, right? Just one example. So you're going to be understanding real time how you're releasing that, how you're letting that go, how you're transcending these habits as well. They're behaviors that will now be made obsolete in light of now where in Libra you are aware you are presenting 6 months worth of polishing raw talent, of developing this new character, this next version of yourself. We're going to do this again next year, and the year after that, and the year after that. But this year is cutthroat because we have the eclipse. So this is like this is like an update in a game that's going to last for like 9 years. And this is that first year of that update. So unlike like 3 or 4 years where we're going to get used to this change in status quo, transformation in status quo, this is more so going to represent, you know, that huge change aligning with the end of an old world system. All right. The way to think about that is for the last 30 years, we've been playing on the NES. And now, this is a horrible analogy because it'd be better for me to use updated video games. But let's say we went from the NES and now this next 30-year system is the N64, right? Groundbreaking graphics for its time. I know N64 looks like mid-touch now, but like, you know, like outdated. But, you know, what's the new games? The Wii U. I'm a Nintendo head. I know people are more into like Sony and Xbox. I think what the PS5, so let's say before, even though within that 30-year system, 30 years ago, we had the PS1 to PS5. So it'd be more accurate to say all those different lines within. But for the sake of this example, right, we're leaving one, you know, outdated. And that's just to let you know this always happens. It's not a good or a bad thing. It's just update, you know. As people and civilization grows, we have to update according to what the cumulative experience has allowed us to progress towards. That was a word soup. And that is, of course, where we're at right now. And that's why your existence here is more than valuable and important, because you're playing a part as one huge collective body in this redefinition of individuals, society, the world. And I think it's cool. Despite all the subsequent wars and chaos that, you know, is going to naturally happen when order is changing. But yes, I hope you take this and allow yourself rest. The new moon is going to follow this up. The new moon eclipse, Venus is in Scorpio. Mercury is caught up into Libra. Our brains are starting to now apply this analysis, this complex analysis we've done on how it is. We apply this change in behavior to now communicating that towards relationships. You'll see that reflected. And that's what it's a good way to look once again at this balsamic phase where, you know, you're examining how in your relationships with people, old habits that may have held you back no longer hold you back because you've released them. You're not succumbing to, you know, sabotaging elements of, you know, old unconscious behaviors that may impede in moving forward with the right people. That being said, if certain habits are getting in the way of moving forward with people, and those habits with the moon opposite Saturn align with the integrity of your beliefs, that's an indicator that you should not move forward with those people. All right. So, you know, like if you don't necessarily smoke anymore, I'm not saying that's the case for me, but if you don't necessarily smoke, if you don't necessarily smoke anymore, which I know I'm gonna take a tolerance break. How many times have I said that? If you don't smoke anymore and now you're not able to connect with certain people because everything they do revolves around smoking and you miss certain opportunities, you didn't really miss that opportunity. You're not meant to move forward with those people in the alignment of the integrity of your beliefs. All right, relative to what you believe you should be living and how you believe you should be living. And this is a beautiful thing because that's going to redirect you towards, you know, aligning with those who do. That's not to judge the smokers, right? That's not to look down on people that smoke. You're just deviating of course, how it is, you move forward with the right people. All right. All of which is subject to change. Just because you have this habit now doesn't mean it won't change like 9-10 years from now or 2 months from now, right? We also want to take into account the grand Earth trine. The moon is coming back to trine Uranus and Taurus and Pluto and Capricorn, which will really, as we end this transit, give you a full analytical, detailed understanding of how we're bringing this natural innovation of your value and this extreme transformation and awakening of the integrity of how you actually take action with this value and organize it around your world is going to give you this real practical feeling of things moving forward as they should. Boom, we activate these new partnerships. Keep in mind, once we step into that new moon in Libra, it is a new cycle of agreements, of partnerships. It is an awareness of understanding of who you are and how you're going to move forward with people and what people you're going to move forward with. And because the South Node is here, forces outside of your control are going to align this with destiny, with which is a concept people aren't really fully agreeing on if it even exists or not. But you heard it from the peace dealer, it's real. That being said, that doesn't mean you have to blame things on this, but it helps you know that the foot and step you take forward towards maintaining this character is more than everything and will balance the nature of the rest of this year, which this season is going to be the climax, and the rest of this year is going to be the definition of insane. As majority of the world has not yet accepted nor can really understand that everything we've ever known is ending, right? That doesn't have to mean that planes fall out the sky. That doesn't have to mean that an earthquake swallows up all of our civilization, although possible. It merely just means that the world system and the way that we are used to things occurring is not ever going to be the same. Like next year, they're going to start rolling out digital currency like never before. Augmented technology, and in the end and beginning of every era, we always think about how these new changes could be bad and how we miss the old, but it's just natural as breathing, baby. Yes, some of these aspects may be manipulated and controlled, but I mean, that's probably just, it's like light and dark at this point. So you want to mainly just review over the next couple of days. What have you learned? What about your behaviors changed? This is going to enable you to release any bad habits so that you can step into this new moon renewed and ready to apply everything you've learned, practiced, and integrated. Woo! Y'all stay blessed as always. Look forward to legitimate miracles that came about from your own action and consistency and commitment. And now, as far as supernatural techniques are concerned, you're understanding the supernatural nature of techniques that will make obsolete the way you see yourself, but not as an individual, relative to how you are witnessing its effect on other people, which will really change a lot of how you analyze previous beliefs in your interpersonal relationship context, because you become so much more powerful. And it's time for you to accept that. Well, the work is still not done. It's time for us to harvest over the next 3 months what we have integrated and activated over the past 6 months. And you deserve it. You did the work. I mean, whatever you reap, you're gonna sow. It's not a good or a bad thing. If you sowed horrible shit, you're gonna reap horrible shit. If you sowed good shit, you're gonna reap good shit. So it's time to see what you reaping, and you're gonna gain more detailed analysis around how the physical mechanics around supernatural techniques work. Then you're gonna unlock and activate that power through the new moon. Y'all stay blessed as always. And until next time.